Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So today we're got another fun and exciting episode for you guys this evening because we're taking a look at Super Retro GP, which if you can't tell already is 100% the spiritual sequel to something like Virtua Racing on the Sega Model 1 hardware. If you watch the channel, you know I love arcade racing games and I love Sega inspired games, so Dangerous Derk Interactive has produced something here in a demo that is absolutely amazing to look at and play and really does get me excited for what the future holds. Before we get too far involved, though, do me a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined to want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. But as I've said many times on the channel before, I think Sega made the best arcade racing games of all time, and I would put Namco with the Ridge Racer franchise in a very close second. But Sega doesn't make as many arcade racing games as I would like these days, and they've never really revisited the virtual racing formula. So Dangerous Derk Interactive went in and basically made what is a Virtual Racing 2, and it is absolutely stunning to look at. The graphics, the chunky polygons, all of the backgrounds, now everything kind of just moves around. This game feels like an absolute visual treat. I'm running it locked at 60 frames per second currently for the video, it's easier for me, but this thing will run 200, 300, 400 frames per second on Ultra if you have a decent system. Do be aware though, the AI in this game is currently ruthless. If you crash and you're in a pack, you're going to absolutely get hammered the entire time, which is hilarious and fun, and the physics system here as your car spins around 100% works, but do be aware the AI is not going to pull any punches. And honestly, that's what you want out of a racing game like this. And the highest praise I can give to this game is this feels like something that Sega could have developed themselves if they wanted to make a modern sequel to Virtual Racing. All of the trees looking like basically ice cream cones, everything is amazing, and you even get these little visual flares like this dirt and thumbprint look on your visor when you go through these tunnels. So the amount of flourish on display in the graphics is absolutely outstanding, and don't forget this is just a 2-level demo. I'm sure everything will get even better as the game progresses in development. But an arcade racing game lives or dies by its handling and physics engine, and this is outstanding here. Once you understand the physics and characteristics of the car you choose and understand how to turn, you'll 100% get better at the game. And if you can't tell already, as I go back to Model 1 footage here, this game definitely takes a lot of nods in the colorways, bridges, and otherwise course layout, making new courses that feel both intimately familiar as well as completely new in Super Retro GP. And of course you get all of these different camera views all the way to the cockpit that can really change everything up. You can even do the bird's eye view, which I've never liked in virtual racing and I still don't like here. Not a dig at the developer, it's just some sort of view that I do not understand how to drive the car in. I always hit the wall. But again, as far as the cars are concerned, they handle so well, and there are a metric crap ton of adjustments in the option menu, which I will show you in about a minute, so you can really dial in exactly how you want your experience to be, whether you're using an analog controller or a steering wheel. There's even options for force feedback in the wheel in and of itself, and you do love to see stuff like that. And again, once you're in the pack, it's going to be bump and run racing the whole way, and you're going to have to deal with that once you understand how the other AI cars work and you can kind of navigate around them and where you want to bump them, you are going to be doing better at the game. Well, my other favorite thing about this is just the sensation of speed. I absolutely feel like I am doing 290 miles an hour around this course, and all the camera movements, all of the turns are just so fast and fluid. The sense of fluidity in this game really does an amazing job of selling the illusion of you going almost 300 miles an hour in a Formula 1 car. And of course we can do cockpit view as well. But as far as the options menu is concerned, I absolutely love the granularity in the adjustments, and I absolutely love how they did the options menu as well. This is the main menu, but when you go into settings, they have replicated an arcade test menu down to basically how a Sega Model 1, 2, or 3 test menu would look. This is a tiny touch, but I absolutely love it. It does harken back to exactly what an arcade board would do, and you'll see here there's a lot of different adjustments you can make. But I'm going to give you a listen of the music. It is sparse just like the original Virtual Racing, but the engine noises 100% work in context of the game. So listen for 45 seconds, I'll come back and show you another course.
Time bonus!
I love, just like the original Virtua Racing, most of the game is just going to be you and your vehicle and all of the sound effects, and you're only going to get music when you actually go through a checkpoint. And it's the same here, and you will see there's going to be a lot of courses in the game. Only 2 of them are available, and some of them don't even have images yet. So this is definitely still very early in development, but I can't wait to see how much further this gets and when it updates again, because for a 2-level demo that is indicated as being 0.01 as far as the build is concerned, this has an absolute ton of promise. But let's move over to the second course again, and even that pit stand there with all the flags. I have to say I love the colorways in this game. They're both vibrant and soft at the same time. The greens have this almost brown to them, moving into yellow, orange, and even some sort of rust, and it just looks absolutely outstanding. Now, as far as the courses are concerned, the 2 that are on offer here are fun as well. One's definitely going to be a little bit longer. This one's going to be more of a short hot lap. And once you actually understand how to drift your car and what corners you want to enter into and where, you again are just going to get better at this game. And this is the type of thing, when this game has 10, 12, 14 tracks, it's going to be awesome to see all of the creativity that can be involved here, because you'll see I'm already out of that first lap into the second one. But these orange bridges here look absolutely familiar, and that is for a very fundamentally important reason. As we move back over to the Model 1 version of Virtua Racing, you're going to see those same orange bridges appear. Not the same course, it's a completely different layout, but they're taking so many visual cues from the arcade original and moving them into Super Retro GP. It really does feel like a fun continuation of what started the 3D racing scene in the arcades for Sega, and that is absolutely awesome. I just love stuff like this. I love talking about new games, especially ones that are in demo, because you can go, you can play it, you can give the developers feedback, and they can improve the game and add more to it based upon how you kind of just check things out. And I do love those tunnel effects when you go under the light there again. If I was going to change anything about this game, I might change the timer right now. The good thing is, because it is a demo, you want to see the entire course. And once you hit 2 to 3 checkpoints on your first lap, the amount of time it adds to the timer basically makes it impossible for you to not be able to finish a race unless you just slam on the brakes and sit stationary. And I'm sure that's going to be something that can be adjusted in future builds, probably through that test options menu, because giving yourself different amounts of time for checkpoints was an arcade classic thing to do. You can set the game to easy or very hard and basically have to race perfect to be able to get to the next checkpoint and actually see the checkered flag. So that might just be something in this build where it needs to be slightly adjusted in the future. Yet other than that, all I want out of this game is to see more. I want more courses, I want more cars, I want more features, maybe even the ability to kind of tweak your car to your own settings. And as far as the AI is concerned, I want them to be a little bit harder once you get ahead of them, because once you get into first place, unless you make mistakes like you just saw there, you're basically guaranteed a victory so long as you race clean, which honestly is probably a little bit more realistic to real life than it is to arcade racing, but it is one of those things, if you get too far ahead, the game can suddenly come basically too easy unless you make a mistake. But short of that, Super Retro GP is looking absolutely outstanding, and it's playing so well. This really looks like the evolution of what the Model 1 hardware would have been like if Sega just kept making hardware and never added any textures to it. And that is a great thing. Anytime you can say that an independent developer is getting close to doing the same good job as Sega did back in the arcade days, you know you're on track to do a very awesome thing. And because this developer has other racing games under his belt that are fun, we can feel confident that once Super Retro GP is finished, it's probably going to be an awesome time. Well, leave me a comment down below and tell me, have you played this game yet? Are you planning on playing it now that you've seen the demo? It is absolutely free. It's available on Steam. So just go ahead and search Super Retro GP and you'll find it. And I can't tell you to play it enough. But short of that, we're done. I'm going to keep racing. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.